Shiva Mahapuranam, Rudra Samhita, Srsti Khanda, Chapter 18, Gunanidhi's Salvation. Brahma said, on hearing the news, Gunanidhi, the son of Yajnadatta, denouncing his luck, left that place for an unknown direction. Then, after going at some distance, wicked Gunanidhi, the son of Yajnadatta, getting exhausted, sat at a spot. He felt extremely worried as to what should he do next. He thought, I am neither wealthy nor well read. A person possessing enormous wealth could be happy in a foreign land quite quickly. When one possesses wealth, there is always danger of its getting stolen. Such an obstruction could be caused from all the sides. I, having birth in the house of the performer of yajna, how was I entangled in this evil path? It is quite surprising. The destiny is quite powerful, controlling all our future activities. I am unaware of begging. No known person is available here. I am deprived of money. With whom should I take refuge now? My mother used to serve food to me well before the sunrise. From whom shall I beg food? My mother is also not here. Brahma said, O Narada, in this way, variously thinking, Gunanidhi sat under the shade of a tree. In the meantime, the sun was set. In the meantime, a Shiva's devotee, surrounded by the other devotees of Shiva, carrying various types of the materials, came out of the city for the adoration of Shiva on the occasion of Shivaratri festival. Overpowered with the devotion of Shiva, he entered in the temple of Shiva and started worshipping Shiva appropriately with a careful mind. Gunanidhi smelt the fragrance of various types of preparations. Having been disowned by the parents, being hungry, he went to the temple. He thought the devotee has offered the Naivedya to Lord Shiva, which could be consumed by me at night when all the devotees go to sleep. With this hope in this mind, Gunanidhi kept on sitting outside the Shiva temple and observed the adoration performed by the devotees in honor of Shiva. When all the devotees went to sleep after the singing and dancing, he entered the temple for grabbing the Naivedya which had been offered to Shiva. Finding the light of the lamp quite dim, and since he could not properly see inside, he made a wick of his cloth to improve the light of the lamp. Then Gunanidhi, the son of Yajnadatta, suddenly lifted up sufficient quantity of Shiva's Naivedya from the temple while rushing back in a haste with the sweets in his hands. He struck with his foot against a devotee who had been sleeping there, who woke up at once. He shouted, Who is moving in a haste? Who is he? Catch him. Thus the sleeping devotee cried loudly. When he fled in panic, the city guards caught hold of him and belabored him, as a result of which he was blinded. O sage, the son of Yajnadatta, then consumed Naivedya by the grace of Shiva and not by the future merit. Thereafter he died. As soon as the messengers of Yama, holding club and noose in their hands, got ready to carry him to Yama in bondage, at the same time Shiva's attendants, boarding a divine plane holding the spears in their hands, arrived there. The attendants of Shiva said, O messengers of Yama, you leave this religious minded Brahmana who is not to be punished because all his sins have been washed out. The messengers of Yama were surprised at these words of Shiva's attendants and said to them, getting afraid of the attendants of Shiva, the messengers of Yama meekly said, this Brahmana had discarded his family traditions. He disregarded the words of his parents and had forsaken truthfulness and purity. He never offered Sandhya prayers. He even does not take the ceremonious bath regularly. What to speak of his other misdeeds? He has transgressed and outraged the Naivedya offered to Shiva. You can see this for yourself. He, in fact, is not fit enough to be touched by the auspicious people like you. Those who consume the Shiva Nirmalya, the offerings of Shiva, or show disrespect to the same, they aren't seen by touching such a person. Even poison is not so dangerous when drunk. Never shall a person make use of Shiva properly, even if he were to die. You have been considered to be an authority on Dharma, but we are not so. In case this Brahmana has the slightest virtue in him, you kindly enlighten us for the same. We would like to hear the same. Thus, listening to the words of the messengers of Yama, the attendants of Shiva, offering salutation at the feet of Shiva, said, Shiva's attendant said, O messengers of Yama, the subtle dharma of Shiva could be known to the people having the sharp vision. Messengers of Yama, the deeds performed by the sinless son of Yajnadatta, you listen to the same. He has removed the shadow of the lamp falling over the Shivalinga. By tearing out a piece of cloth from his scarf, he put a wick in the lamp at night. O attendants, he also derived merit from by listening to the name of Shiva, though casually. He was also a witness to the worship of Shiva being performed by the devotees. He also observed a fast, and his mind was concentrated too. He will surely go to Shiva Loka with us today, serving as a servant of Shiva. He would enjoy great pleasures for some time. Then he, getting free from all the sins, would become the king of Kalinga country because he is the best of the Brahmanas and is loved by Shiva. Don't speak anything else. You better return to the place from where you had arrived. Thereafter the messengers of Yama returned to their abode. Brahma said, O sage, thus listening to the words of Shiva's attendants, the messenger of Yama went back to Yamaloka. O sage, reaching there, he spoke everything to Yama, including the words spoken by the Shiva's attendants to them. Then Dharmaraja said, O messengers, listen to my words carefully and delightfully obey my command. O messenger, all the people of the world who apply white holy ashes making tripundra over their bodies should all be set free and should never be brought here. O messengers, those who apply the white ashes over their bodies, they should also be left out and should not be brought here. Whosoever takes to the form of Shiva due to any reason and wanders in the world, he should also not be brought here. Those who wear Rudraksha and matted locks of hair, they are also not to be brought here. Such of the people who take to the form of Shiva for the sake of livelihood should also not be brought here. Those who take to the form of Shiva deceitfully, they should also be left out and should not be brought here. Thus Yama commanded his servants. They also kept quiet, smiling serenely. Brahma said, the attendants of Shiva saved the Brahmana from the clutches of Yama, and he at once proceeded on to the place of Shiva. He served Shiva and Parvati there, while enjoying all the comforts, and in his next birth became the son of the king of the Kalinga country known as Arindama. He was known as Dama, who was devoted to Shiva since his childhood and also made his childhood friends as the devotees of Shiva. After the death of his father, he ascended to the throne at quite a tender age and started various activities dedicated to Shiva. The said king was beyond subjugation by other kings, and he did nothing else except lighting of lamps in Shiva temples. He called for the village heads in his country and commanded them that they should light lamps in the Shiva temples in their villages and that the defaulters would be punished. Because by giving lamps in charity, Lord Shiva gets pleased, as per the provision of the Vedas. In the Shiva temples around the villages, the lamps should invariably be lighted. The person disobeying the order of the king, he would be beheaded. The lamps then started burning in all the Shiva temples of those times. The king Dhamma, following the same dharma, became the follower of the great religion and ultimately met with his end. He had great faith in burning of lamps in the temples, therefore he, burning several lamps, ultimately became the lord of Alkapuri, where the lamps of gems were lighted. Thus the slightest service rendered to Shiva bestows enormous reward in due course of time. Thus realizing the people desirous of pleasures should also adore Shiva. On the one hand was Gunanidhi, the son of Dikshita, who was deprived of all the dharmas, who accidentally went to the Shiva temple for stealing the Naivedya and the riches there, who lighted lamp for his selfish motive and removed the darkness at the top of the linga. For this petty thing he became the king of the Kalinga country. With the rise of the earlier samskaras, he made the people to burn lamps in the Shiva temples. Look here, O sage, he earned the position of a Dikpala and now he, becoming Kubera, is ruling the kingdom of Alkapuri. Thus the story of Gunanidhi, the son of Yajnadatta, has been narrated, besides the patience of Shiva. By listening to this, all the desires of the people are fulfilled. The way in which he became the foremost of the gods and the friend of Shiva, O dear one, you listen to the story carefully, which I am going to speak out. इति श्री शिव महापुराणे द्वितीयायां रुद्र संहितायां प्रथम खंडे सृष्टि गुणनिधि सद्गति वर्णनं नामाष्टादशोऽध्यायः. Chapter 19, Friendship of Shiva and Kubera. Earlier in the Padmakalpa, from my mind-born son Pulastya, a son named Vishrava was born. His son was named as Vishravana. They lived in the Alkapuri built by Vishwakarma. Then, performing severe tapas, they adored Shiva. After the expiry of that kalpa, the kalpa named Meghavahana arrived. Then Gunanidhi, the son of Yajnadatta, performed severe tapas. Realizing the importance of Shiva by giving away lamp in charity, reaching the city of Kashi, which illumines the heart, under the luster of the gem of the mind, he repeated the mantras of the 11 Rudras with great devotion and immense concentration of mind. He could realize his oneness with Shiva, and his tapas had very much increased. Free from the fireflies of Kama, Krodha, or the grave obstructions, stopping the breath and consecrating Shivalinga by stopping his breath and spotless vision, he adored it with flowers of good ideas and feelings. He continued his tapas till his body was reduced to skin and bones. While he was so engaged in tapas, Lord Vishveshwara, accompanied with Parvati, addressed the devotee himself, who was the lord of Alaka, with a pleasant mind. He was concentrating his mind on Shiva Linga, and Shiva, looking at him, said, O Lord of Alaka, you ask for a boon you desire. By the time the Lord of Lanka opened his eyes, he found Lord Shiva, the moon crested Lord of Uma, shining with lustre, resembling 1,000 suns in front of him. His eyes dazzled with the Lord's lustre. Then, closing his eyes, he said to Lord Shiva, the bestower of all the boons and Lord of all the gods, the only boon I seek for is to have a look at you. O Lord, what shall I do with the boon? O moon crested Lord, salutation to you. Then Mahadeva, the spouse of Uma, touched him with his hands and bestowed strength in him to have a look at him. When he opened his eyes thereafter, then he first found Uma there. Then, achieving the strength of Shiva, Darshana, the son of Yajnadatta, thought, who is the beautiful woman close to Shiva? She must have performed tapas greater than that of mine. Her beauty, love, fortune, and grace are all surprising. These were the words repeated by the son of Yajnadatta again and again. Thus, uttering again and again, he started looking at her cruelly. As a result of this, his left eye was burst out. Then the goddess spoke to Shiva. Who is this wicked ascetic? Looking at me, he says, you make my penance shine, and seeing me with his right eye with jealousy. Why does he become enjoined at my beauty, love, and good looks? Thus, listening to the words of the goddess, Shiva said laughingly, O Uma, he happens to be your son. He does not look at you with an evil eye, but thinks that how great is the glory of your tapas. Thus, speaking to the goddess, Shiva said to the son of Yajnadatta, O son, getting pleased with your tapas, I want to give you a boon. You would be the lord of treasures and the Guhyakas. You would be the king of the kings of Yakshas and Kinnaras. You will be the lord of auspicious people and will bestow riches on all the people. You will always remain friendly with me. I shall always reside close to your city of Alaka and shall keep on increasing your love for me. Come on, the son of Yajnadatta, this is Uma, your mother. You are a great devotee. You delightfully touch her feet. Brahma said, thus bestowing the boon to the Brahmana, Shiva said to Uma, O goddess, be compassionate on your son. Thus, listening to the words of Lord Shiva, Parvati delightfully spoke to Gunanidhi. The goddess said, O son, let your spotless devotion in Shiva continue forever. You will be deprived of your left eye. The boons granted to you by Shiva shall always be fructuous. You had become jealous of me because of my beauty, and because of that you would be called Kubera. Thus, pronouncing boons on him by Shiva as well as Parvati, Kubera entered a place named Vaishveshwara. This is how Kubera achieved the friendship of Shiva. Alaka, the abode of Kubera, was close to Kailasa, the abode of Shiva. Iti Shri Shiva Mahapurane द्वितीयायां रुद्र संहितायां प्रथमखण्डे सृष्त्युपाख्याने कुबेरस्य शिवमित्रत्व वर्णनं नामैकानविंश अध्यायः. Chapter 20. Departure of Shiva for Kailasa. Brahma said, O Narada, you listen to the arrival of Shiva at Kailasa because of the tapas of Kubera. Shiva, after bestowing the boon of Kuberas, becoming the lord of treasures, reaching his excellent place, started thinking, my form emerging out of the limb of Vidhi can cause destruction. In that form, I could reach the abode of Guhyaka at Kailasa. Rudra, born out of my heart, is the only and complete Brahman who is served by Brahma, Vishnu, and other gods. He is inseparable from me, being invisible. Therefore, I, in that form, becoming his friend, shall live at Kailasa, close to Kubera, and perform severe tapas. Thus thinking, Rudra, with the desire of carrying out the desire of Shiva, played upon the small drum that produced the divine sound Nada. Its encouraging sound was filled in the three worlds, heightening enthusiasm and was filled with deep sound. Listening to that sound, all the gods like Brahma, Vishnu, and others, besides the sages personified, Agamas or Shastras, the Vedas, and the Siddhas also arrived there. All the gods and demons also arrived there with pleasure, besides the attendants of Shiva also arrived from different places. The leaders of Ganas, adored by the entire world, possessing the great fortunes, also arrived there. I am going to speak out their number. You listen to me attentively. Samkhakarna, the leader of the Ganas, arrived there with a crore of Ganas. Kekaraksha arrived there with 10 crores of Ganas. Vikrita arrived with 8 crores of Ganas. Vishakha arrived with 64 crores of Ganas. Pariyatrika arrived with 9 crores of Ganas. Sarvantaka with 6 crores of Ganas. Dundubhi with 8 crores of Ganas. Jalanka, the best of the Ganas, with 12 crores of Ganas. Samda with 7 crores of Ganas, while Vikritanana also had the same number. Also had the same member. Kapali was accompanied with 5 crores of Ganas, while auspicious Sandaraka had 6 crores of Ganas. Kanduka and Kundaka had a crore of Ganas each. Vishtambha and Chandratapana arrived there, each with 8 crores of Ganas. Mahakesha, the lord of the Ganas, was accompanied with 1,000 crores of Ganas. Kundivaha and Subha Parvataka. Kundivaha and Shubha Parvataka went there with 12 crores of Ganas each. Kala and Kalaka and Mahakala are the lord of Ganas, and they reached there with 100 crores of Ganas. Agnika brought 100 crores. Abhimukha brought 1 crores. Aditya Murdha and Dhanavaha brought 100 crore each of the Ganas. Sannaka and Kumuda brought 100 crores each. Amogha, Kokila and Sumantraka brought 1 crore each. Kakapada and Santanaka brought 60 crores each. Mahavala, Madhupinga and Pingala brought 9 crores each. Purnabhadra and Neela brought 90 crores each and reached before Lord Mahadeva. The great warrior Chaturvaktra arrived with 7 crores of Ganas. The Lord of all reached there, ready to go to Kailasa, surrounded by the groups of crores, thousands, hundreds, and twenties. Kashtaguda, Sukesha, and Brishabha each arrived with 64 crores. Chitra, Nakulisha, and Swayamprabhu reached each with 7 crores. Lokantaka, Diptatma, the Lord Daityantaka, Lord Bhringiriti, and the glorious Deva Deva Priya Ashani, Bhanuka, and Sanatana, each with 64 crores. Nandishwara, the supreme chief of Ganas, and Mahavala were each with 100 crores. These and other leaders of Ganas were all powerful and innumerable, having 1,000 hands and matted locks of hair with crowns. All of them had the crescent moon decorating their heads. They had blue necks, 3 eyes adorned with necklace, earrings, crows, and other ornaments. The lords of Ganas, resembling Brahma, Indra, and Vishnu, and having the luster of crores of suns, surrounded by Anima and other Ganas, reached there. With their minds having been filled with the anxiety to meet Shiva, other Gana chiefs, besides other noble souls, reached there. Vishnu and other gods reached there, and offering their salutation to Shiva with folded hands, lowering their heads, offered excellent prayer to Lord Shiva. Thus, Shiva, accompanied with Vishnu and others, lovingly proceeded to the abode of Kubera at the Kailasa mountain. Finding the arrival of Shiva, Kubera adored him with great respect with his family, offering many presents. Thereafter, Kubera, in order to please Shiva, also adored Lord Vishnu and other gods, the Ganas and followers of Shiva. Thereafter, Shiva, with a delightful heart, embraced Kubera, smelt his head, and lived there with his Ganas. Then Shiva commanded Vishwakarma to construct houses for the dwelling of the gods and his devotees. O sage, at the command of Shiva, Vishwakarma reached there and built the ashramas there. Then Shiva was delighted at the request of Vishnu. Thus, becoming compassionate over Kubera, he moved towards the Kailasa mountain. After blessing Kubera, he entered his abode in an auspicious time. Lord Shiva, who is favorably disposed towards his devotees, graced Vishnu and other gods lovingly, as a result of which all of them were immensely pleased. The ascetics and the siddhas performed Abhisheka for Shiva. All of them worshipped Shiva, presenting him several types of gifts and offerings. Then the arati was performed ceremoniously. O sage, at that point of time there had been an auspicious shower of flowers, while the apsaras started singing and dancing. At that point of time the words of victory and obeisance were heard everywhere. At that point of time all those present there felt enthusiastic, having been filled with pleasure. At that point of time Shiva looked extremely graceful, seated over his lion throne. Vishnu and other gods served him appropriately again and again. Shiva was pleased with the prayer of Vishnu and other gods, and he fulfilled the desires of all of them. Then Shiva, the Lord of all, bestowed boon desired by all of them. O sage, at the command of Lord Shiva, all of them, getting pleased after having their desires fulfilled, delightfully went back to their respective abode. I also left the place with Vishnu. Then myself and Vishnu were seated over the asanas delightfully. Then sweet words were spoken to us, and feeling compassionate on me, Lord Shiva said to me, Shiva said, O Vishnu and Brahma, both of you are quite dear to me. You are best of all the gods. You are creator and preserver of the three worlds. At my command, both of you may know. At my command, both of you may now leave for your respective abodes. I bestow all the comforts on both of you. I continue to take special care of both of you. Listening to the words of Shiva and offering salutation to him properly, and with his permission, both of us return to our respective abodes. At the same time, Shiva, holding the hand of Kubera, made him sit beside him and spoke the pleasant words. Shiva said, O friend, getting charmed with your love, I have become your friend. Now you proceed unto your abode without fear. O true friend, I shall always be helpful to you. Listening to the words of Shiva, Kubera, with his delightful heart, retired to his abode with the permission of Shiva. Thereafter, Shiva stayed at Kailasa, which is the best of the mountains, with his Ganas, practicing yoga. Sometime he himself delivered discourses on ancient historical tales. Sometimes Shiva, being expert in divine sports, roamed about at the pleasant places of Kailasa with his Ganas. Lord Shiva, who had taken to the form of Rudra, was engaged sometime in the divine sports with his Ganas, being a great yogi. Shiva thus spent his time at Kailasa without his consort. After some time, he married Sati, the daughter of Daksha Prajapati. Then Shiva started sporting with Sati, the daughter of Daksha, following the worldly traditions. O divine sage, he became happy. O sage, thus I have explained to you the incarnation of Rudra besides the episode of Shiva's arrival at Kailasa and his friendship with Kubera. I have also narrated the sports of Shiva which enhance the knowledge and fulfills all the daily desires of the people in this as well as in the future life. Whosoever reads or listens to this story carefully, he enjoying all the worldly pleasures on earth and achieves salvation in the other world. इति श्री शिव महापुराणे द्वितीयायां रुद्र संहितायां प्रथमखण्डे सृष्टि उपाख्याने शिवस्य कैलास गमनं नाम विंशोऽध्यायः।